Yo, what's up, guys? Josh here from Ching Nation, and we got another live stream. We got Panda from the Controvert podcast back here with us again. So, you want to quickly introduce yourself, real quick?
Yeah, what's up, guys? My name is Panda, and I'm from the Controvert podcast. We talk a lot about modern dating, Asian dating, and we really resonate with Chain Nation a lot because he also talks about Asian dating too. I came on the podcast maybe like 2 weeks ago, but also for my viewers out there too, I'm also live streaming this, and we're going to be talking about some dating stuff in Taiwan, like how Taiwan dating has been like, right?
Yep. It's been good, man. It's been good.
With my experience though,
yeah.
I've had like almost 2 years of dating in Taiwan. I was just like living there, and I've dated a lot of just FOB girls that came from Taiwan to America, and even Chinese girls. But the breadth of my dating has just been Asians. I haven't had non-Asians like Josh, like we always talk about. Dude, this guy was so shocked last time. He was like, "What the hell? You've never dated a non-Asian?"
Yeah. So you basically like, I guess it makes sense because you're from LA, right? So you've grown up like around Asians and everything.
Yeah. But like, I really enjoy dating Taiwanese girls like the most. So that's why, dude, when you were about to go to Taiwan, I was like, bro, here, you got to do this, you got to do that. And then last time we talked about it on stream, you're like, oh, dude, I'm so excited. And then now you're there, and we're gonna talk about some of the things that you've been doing. Like, I guess, how long have you been there? Like 9 days?
Yeah, this is day 9, I think. Yeah, day 9. It's kind of crazy, dude. It feels like I lived here for like a month already. Because I've done more shit in Taiwan in like a week than I did in like Seattle in like probably 3 months.
And like, I know all this stuff because we've been like sending voice messages like a lot. I don't know what it is, but like we send voice messages like almost every day. And it's kind of like some homo stuff, but like no homo. But
well, you're basically a clairvoyant. You're basically a clairvoyant because I feel like almost everything that you said you think is gonna happen has happened with every single date.
I legit I don't know what you're comfortable sharing, Josh. So if you want to go ahead and just like share some things first, and then we'll just go from there. Because I don't know if I could say some names. I don't know if I could say certain specific scenarios.
Aliases. We can dive into it. Probably aliases, I think, is better than than just doxing people.
yeah. Let's do it.
So pretty much. Let me think. Okay, so
hey, how did
Taiwan?
That LASIK girl go?
Yesterday?
The LASIK did go yesterday.
It was good. Dude, it was funny because so we went to like Morphet. Dude, have you been to that gym, Morphet?
Nah.
Dude, it was so fucking crowded because like I guess it's one of those gyms where personal trainers can just like pay a fee and then they can just train people. So there's like basically half the people is like coaches and clients. So it's obviously like one really fit person and then one like super out of shape person. And then the other half is like normal people. But we went during like rush hour and like there was like no machines. It was like I've never been in like such a packed house. Like I almost got hit. I was like walking by someone and he was doing like lateral raises with the cables. And then he like almost hit me. And then like the girl walked by and then he almost hit her too. And then he looked like hella pissed. He gave me a glare because this guy was like roided out. I was like, oh shit.
I thought you got a membership like somewhere else.
So I go to a different club, but they don't have guest passes.
Oh, okay. So this girl that just got LASIK, did she show up in like sunglasses or something?
No, she's getting LASIKs on Friday.
Okay. I thought she showed up with like sunglasses and it was just like awkward. It was just like showing up like sunglasses and then just like, hey, how's your day? Ni hao ma? Oh, how? Okay, yeah.
No. She had to wear glasses like leading up to LASIK. So then I was just like, oh, I can wear glasses too. So I just wore glasses to the date.
Did you end up wearing glasses? You did?
I did. So then when I showed up, I thought, because you can't really tell, like, this is from Bumble, right? So like, I show up and then there's a girl like standing upstairs, which wasn't wearing glasses. And I was like, there's no way this girl like, we like arranged to wear glasses and then she just ditches the glasses and I look like a fucking nerd. but it turned out to be someone else. So like she was actually wearing glasses.
Oh, okay.
It was a misunderstanding on my part. But yeah, the date was good. Like I've never done a gym date before. So like we literally just worked out like if it was a homie, but the only difference was it was a girl. And then we like talked more because I don't talk to the homies that much when we lift.
Dude, I never had a gym date ever in my life. But I think I was telling you, like, it's kind of like when I go rock climbing, like I had rock climbing or tennis dates. It's cool because you get to have like some breaks and you don't have to keep consistently talking. So I always really like sport dates.
Yeah.
But especially in Taiwan, I don't know, like with gym girls in Taiwan, they could be either really down to earth or really confident or just really horny.
That's true.
I feel like they could be one of the three. They could be either one of those. Yeah, but then in America, it's like they're kind of intimidating, you know? Like they want to find a gym rat boyfriend, I feel like.
Dude, I will say, like, aside from my college girlfriend, I don't have much experience dating gym rat or like gym girls. And then like half of my dates, actually 3/4 of my dates. So I've like gone on like I've seen 4 girls. So like 3 out of the 4 are like gym girls, and then the one that's not still likes the gym. So pretty much, I think my profile maybe just really filters like the gym part because I have like some physique pics, so I think they like really like that part. But the weird thing is, I think girls in the U.S. think it's like douchey. So it's a weird you know, from the Taiwanese girls' perspectives, from what I gather, they're all like really impressed I'm able to like get jacked. Whereas the American girls are more like, oh, this guy's a dick or like a douche, and like discount me.
You know, that's crazy you mentioned that. Actually, you're right. Yeah, I didn't realize that. Because I feel like they praise that a lot in Taiwan, especially like the girls. If they see that you're really fit, they'll be like, "Oh, 你身材很好." But then over here, it's kind of as if like they want to stray away from that, and they want to just like not give you any sort of compliments or I feel like because when you give compliments to someone, you might be putting yourself at a lower level, and they're scared of that. They want to promote this equality in America, but then in Taiwan, you're getting complimented a lot. Remember, you told me like you got complimented so much over there, and over here in America, you never really got complimented that much, which is
dude, it's insane, bro. It's like they compliment my voice because like you were the one telling me to send like audio messages, and like literally every single girl has like said like the voice sounds good. And like I've gotten more compliments from this like 1 week than I have in like my entire time dating in the US, basically.
So how many days have you had like so far?
So I've seen 4 girls, and then in total like 7 days, I think.
Wait,
because I saw one girl 3 times, right? Like I saw one girl like the first girl I've gone on 3 dates. The rest is only like first dates.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I would say the second time it was more like a hangout. It was more like you guys went to a club and all.
That was the 3rd time, yeah. But going back to the compliment culture, I think it's really interesting because, you know, in the US, I feel like, especially in a place such as Seattle, where like it's really looked down upon to be jacked, in my opinion, compared to LA or like a more superficial city, even Vegas. Going from like an environment where in Seattle you kind of feel like an outlier for like, it's almost like you want to like dumb yourself down, like, oh, I don't really lift, right? I downplay it like a ton. Here they're like asking me about like, I'll like bring up bodybuilding and they're like asking me about that, or like talking, like one girl was showing me her like form videos. she's like, oh look, I took this video at the gym today and I'm like trying to like improve my form. And I was like, oh, your form's already like really good on that exercise. So it's like, it's crazy. It's like, I didn't know like girls like that existed mainly.
I think even girls that come from Taiwan to over here, or just like mostly like fob girls, right? They come from overseas over here. They still have that culture embedded in them where they want to compliment you. But then like over time, if they still are soaked in with this like American culture of like equality, then they slowly want to just like not give you that many compliments, and they see things as like toxic rather than like a plus. So yeah, I mean,
right.
I think that's the culture difference. It's like one is wanting to nick down the other, and then the other is like wanting to promote positivity, which is good, you know. Like I think for like us Asian men, going to like Taiwan to date is a lot less burdensome for us because we don't feel like we're not getting complimented at all. It's not just a one-way street. And I feel like with a relationship, you need like a two-way street. You need like both people complimenting each other and like loving each other, right?
100%. Like, I will caveat and say this though. I think if you're not like already doing decent in the US or like pretty optimized, I don't think Taiwan's a good country for dating. Like, because a lot of people think Asia is hella easy, like dating on easy mode. I think from my friends' experiences, like Southeast Asia is probably the case, but I don't think like Taiwan or Japan or East Asian countries are easy. Because I think the reason I'm doing well so far, and I'll just be honest, I don't have like a shit. It's not like I'm getting like thousands of likes and matches like my friends do in like you know, Philippines and Thailand. But I think the reason that I'm able to do well on the dates is because like I've been like putting work in with my Chinese and like I can like talk on the dates, right? But if it's like a guy who expects to just come here and then do well, I don't think it's gonna happen. Because you know some people have that impression of Asia, right?
Yeah, it's like they want to be a passport, bro. But I think for Taiwan, we were talking about this too on the voice messages. We are like, if you want to go to Taiwan, you at least need some sort of understanding of like Mandarin. And
yeah, 100%.
You can't just be like some white dude or okay, like
well, you can't be a white dude. You can't be a white. It's like basically like how
actually you can. You can. Sorry, I'm wrong.
They either
you can be a white dude and you just speak English, and then a lot of the girls they would want to learn English for this white guy. But then I think like if you're Asian and you don't know any Chinese, they'll be like, oh, well, what's the point of getting another Asian, right? So I think that's the problem there.
Yeah, I think so what I've encountered is like because the age range of the girls I've seen is like a huge range, right? Like the youngest is 23 and the oldest is 32. And the 32-year-old one was saying how like before she was 30, she only liked white guys, but then she kind of had like an awakening and now she only likes Asian guys. And then I like yeah. So then I think I brought an example of I told her my sister has a white boyfriend of like 12 years. And she's like, oh, your sister's got to dump him because he's white. So she's like, she went like basically like from loving white guys to now she's like very pro-Asian. So I thought that shift was really interesting because it's kind of similar to the shift I had like a few years ago. I mean, I'm not anti-white, but like I'm just like very pro-Asian now.
Wait, is this the overseas chick?
No, this is the jacked one, the super jacked one.
Super jacked one.
The 32-year-old.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah, let's talk about that one, dude. She didn't you say she was like very kind of masculine, huh?
Well, in my defense, I actually like really fucked up on that date because so we like I was like, oh, let's go to get Rolfan, and then I gave like two options. So let's say there's like option A and then option B. She chose option A, but then in my mind, I thought it was option B. And then I also was running late to the date. So then I show up to the option B and I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm here. And she's like, oh, where are you? And then like, I guess on Bumble, you can call them. And she's like, oh yeah, dude, like we said, you're at the wrong place. And then also the place that she went to was closed. So it was like basically the worst logistical nightmare, right? It's like if I told you to go somewhere and I go to a different location, then the place you go is already closed.
But the thing I was getting at, not really like all that. Like she was like teasing you. Like she was all saying stuff like, "Oh, you're cute." Like, do you know how to flirt?
Yeah. I think like that leads into it, right? Because then once we actually met up, I was already kind of in like panic mode. Because normally you want to go into a date relaxed, right? And I'm already like, oh my god, I already fucked up. Oh. And she's also older than me. And then she was also the first local that I dated. So then I feel like those three variables really like put a lot of pressure on me because I was like hella nervous. And then it didn't help that her personality was not like a typical like she even said like, oh, I'm not like the typical Taiwanese girl, like because she was like more like masculine, I'd say, like not masculine but maybe more like confident. Yeah, she was more confident. Like she would like ask me something like what I think and I would respond and she's like, oh, I don't really care what you think. I was like, what the fuck? so I've never dated a girl like that, right? But then she basically like
I feel like that's more common in America though. Like girls who go like, oh, I don't care about how you feel with that. But then, it's funny because like I came across a girl like that too, and she was also Taiwanese. She came from Taiwan to over here.
Oh, really?
And then she would say exactly the same thing that girl said to you. This girl said to me. And dude, she was a freak, dude. Like the first date, dude, I went back to her house and then she was just like, oh my God, she was just like grinding on me. And then
What the fuck?
she'd be grinding on me, right? And she's like, oh, are you hard? And she'd be like, yeah, I don't care. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm like, what the fuck? This girl's weird, man. She's like sadistic. She wants to see me like suffer or something. I don't know. I feel like that's an outlier though, man. Like not a lot of Taiwanese girls are like that.
This girl's like hella jacked. So it kind of makes sense to get to that point of jackness. You kind of need to like pain. I feel like.
Yeah, but I think you could still have like pain, but not be disrespectful to other people, right? I think.
But I will caveat and say this though. I will caveat and say this. Like, the way I described it made it seem like she was kind of like a dick, but it was actually in a very playful way. So that's where I've never experienced it. Where, like, in the U.S., I've had some bad dates where the girl just sucks. Right? It's just like she just flat out sucks. Like the one I told you about where I like spent too much money. But like, I felt like in this case, she was like, even it was almost like push pull. She almost like implemented push pull on me. Dude, like I feel like she literally push pulled me. I'm pretty sure.
Like as much as we want to say like Taiwan dating is good, I think there's still a lot of those outliers out there, that they're slowly getting affected by this like Western media and this Western culture of wanting to like degrade or like playfully tease like men and like act like they're hot shit, you know?
I mean, I think for this girl, it's more of a function that she's like older, so she's probably been on more dates, right? So it's like a bigger data point. Because I will say, like so I've dated like 3 locals, and aside from this girl, the other 2 I don't think date as much. Like they're just more kind of like 正常 though. Like they probably just like don't date that much, or they're in relationships or single for a long time. So they acted more like kind of like what you think about Taiwanese girls, like super sweet. Like you were telling me how one girl on the first date bought you like medicine or some shit.
Yeah.
So I think that so like aside from this gym girl that's older, the other 2 who are like a little younger than me were more like in a line with what you described about Taiwanese girls, like sweet and caring and yeah, more feminine.
I think there's like okay, so there's that second girl, right? The really jack girl, and then the first girl, she's like overseas or something, right? Yo, am I exposed you
from by the way? No, it's fine. You're good. You're good. The first girl is like from Europe, but she's doing like a working holiday here. So yeah, that one, like I think she's too young probably. So that was the first girl I went on a date with. So I kind of think like the way I see dating is like the more. So it's kind of hard to say. I think you want a big enough sample size, but you also don't want to fall into that trap where it's always like a grass is greener. Because I've seen, I know guys that like they've gone on like over 100 dates in a year, and like they just find like the most nitpicky thing, like, oh, that girl's like nose is like slightly off angled or like some shit, because they date so much that they think there's always going to be a better girl out there, or like, oh, like I'm not attracted to her. The thing with dating is the looks part is only it's only the beginning, right? I feel like if you only date it based off looks, like it never lasts. Like the long-term traits are more like compatibility and like shared values and all that stuff. So while I think it's good to date enough, I don't think it's good to keep dating. Like let's say you find a good girl, like I think it's better just to like kind of go with it versus just like keep on going, right? I don't know what your take is on that.
Yeah, I mean, like I definitely prioritize personality a little bit more, and I don't let looks get to me that much. But I feel like with dating in Taiwan, it's like as if the looks are up there and the personality is up there by a lot as well. I think I'll just give an example because some people might not know what I'm talking about. So, for example, the medicine thing, what Josh mentioned earlier. So I think I talked about this on the first stream that we did before, where it was like, this girl like bought me medicine when I was hungover, and this was our first date. We had like just like going, we were just like going across the night market, and then I was just like, yo, I can't do this anymore. And then we went into like a Family Mart or 7-Eleven, and she was like, oh, I bought this for you. And all of a sudden, like she just got me like medicine. I was just like, damn, dude, like, you know, I feel like in the States that doesn't happen too much because they would kind of just ask like, are you okay? But they wouldn't really do much. And I feel like actions speak louder than words. And in that sense, it's like, damn, like, I don't know. It just makes much more of a impact when it's like their actions are much better than what they're just like speaking. Because like I've been in many situations where they ask like, oh, are you okay? No, I care about you. And it's like it's just empty words. And with dating girls in Taiwan, they actually show things to prove that they actually like you and care about you. Because here's another example. It's just like a whatever one. For example, I'd be like showering, and then when I come out, this girl I'm dating, she's like literally just dusting my whole apartment and just like cleaning up, sweeping the floor, and organizing. Because like I feel like Asian culture, their space is so small and limited that they have to utilize their space a lot. But it also goes to show that like this girl, she is so affectionate, and it's hard to find that over here in America. So honestly, yeah, that's why I feel like dating in Taiwan is good. Not only that, there's also like the way they talk. Aside from all the ones that we talked about, with like the cockiness and the confidence, I feel like most of them, the way they talk is just very. It's kind of like some anime shit. I don't know if you feel like that. It's just like some so kawaii and cute, like a little girl. And
you
go on the subways too, right? If you see the eyes, the aunties, like they're like 40s, 50s, they have like really high pitched voices too. They don't sound like old grandmas. They sound like young fucking Asian anime girls. I don't know what it is, but like in Taiwan, it's like as if they promote these girls or even women, like older women, to like speak in a very affectionate way. And that shit fucks with my mind, man. I was thinking about, because like you know, we were setting up this like call, and I was just like, why are these girls so affectionate in Taiwan? And then I was thinking about it because,
dude, I think it's the accent, bro. I think it's the accent.
Yeah, I think the accent is the voice, the tonality. I had an ex in Taiwan before. We were dating when I was over there, and she would say like some fucked up things before. She'd be like, "Oh, I don't care." Yeah, like exactly like what we were talking about. Like, it would just be like, "Oh yeah, you could go get other girls. I don't care. I'm gonna go get this guy." And then it's just the way she said it. Still, it just sounded so affectionate still. And I was just like, you know what? I think it's the fucking voice. It's the voice that's throwing me off, man. Yeah.
Well, okay, this is the thing I actually have noticed, because I'm half Chinese, right? So I've been to China like equally as many times as Taiwan, if not more. And I think the voice of Taiwanese people is so nice sounding that I can't tell if like I like it because it's almost like a fake feeling. Like it's almost like a utopia. Like it's like, you know, no one sounds weird. It's like if you're in like a video game and you can choose like your which map you're playing. You can choose one where like people are like hella mean to you sounding, or like hella nice sounding. Even if
that's the thing that fucks me out, because it's like, if she sounds so nice and anime sounding like some kawaii little girl, but then the things that she's saying is so devious, do we just give her a pass because she sounds nice? That's like
definitely give her a pass.
Yeah. But you know, another thing I thought about, because you said you're half Chinese and half Taiwanese, so which one do you like better now, Taiwan or China?
I've always liked Taiwanese better.
Really?
Like ever since I was a kid. But like, you gotta code switch a little bit, right? If it's like Chinese people, I'll definitely say like half. But if it's Taiwanese people, I kind of just say like, oh yeah, like, you know, I'm more I just tell them I like Taiwan better.
Because it kind of fucked with my brain too. Because I think in your profile you put like a Taiwanese flag and a Chinese flag together, and then
my IG, on my Instagram.
It's like, some people would see that as like contradictory. They'll be like, "Oh, what the fuck?" It's like either select one, but I feel like honestly, statistically, a lot of the people in Taiwan, they're made up of Han Chinese. So
right.
we all have Chinese blood. If you do a 23andMe, it's all Chinese blood. So I mean, in a sense, it's the same, but not really the same, right? It's just like
I think my family is blue party anyways, so I don't think it matters. I think if they're a green party on my mom's side, then there'd be more issues. Going back to the voice thing, I wanted to say one thing that before I forget. So the girl that I like the most, the front runner of my wife quest, one thing I did notice is I feel like when she was talking to other people, she's like a little 比较凶一点, just like a little meaner. Like, but then I feel like when she talks to me, she's like, I don't know if it's because I'm ABC or something, but I feel like she talks like a lot more 温暖一点, just like softer.
Yeah. Okay, so
and I kind of like that. I kind of like that.
For the people that don't speak Chinese, like what does that mean? Like 温暖?
Like I think she like softens her voice. See, I can't tell if it's because of me or because my Chinese isn't as good as a local, because I'm like clearly ABC. But there's definitely a change of like tone, right? But I kind of like that because it makes you feel special.
Yeah, I think what it is there's some things that go online, and it's like we want our women to be like feminine when it is with us, but then when it's with like outside people, like she could be like a boss babe. It doesn't matter, right? I think that's like I would say my ideal woman, like if she's like boss babe, but then like when she comes home, she's like feminine. That's really good. I had a lot of Taiwanese girls that were like that. They would be like talking to the 店员, like the store workers, and they'd be like speaking really fast and assertive. And then when she comes to talk to me, she's like very sweet. But I don't think, Josh, it's because your Chinese isn't that good. I think because with me, my Chinese is pretty good. But they switch like they become really affectionate all of a sudden with their man, but then like with outside people they're like super business women, which is good, man.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: do you think the reason we have this experience, because I will say this, I don't think that like these girls probably treat I don't think every guy in Taiwan likes dating. Like I'm sure that some of them struggle the same as guys do in the US, or probably most of the guys do, right? That's how dating works, online dating.
Yeah.
Do you think the reason that we're able to have these such pleasant experiences is because we're just like more high value in the sense that we're like ABC, probably like richer, and then like they kind of like the interesting dynamic of like, oh, this guy is like from Makewool. Like the ones that like us, like it's a huge status boost. So do you think it's more of just like this is kind of how like celebrity, like it's almost like you can replicate this in the US, but it's just a lot harder? Or do you think like, yeah, what's your take on like why this happened, I guess?
Yeah, it's so funny that you bring this up, because like when we first started this podcast, I was going to talk about this. But I was going to say that, yeah, I feel like the guys over there, they're just not that great, man. Like
in Taiwan,
a lot of girls,
right?
like, they tell me, a lot of the girls there, they're like, oh yeah, a lot of guys over here, they expect a lot. And then they expect me to like not wear revealing clothes. They expect me to not have like guy friends. It's like the red pill guys over here, but like probably 10 times more over there, I feel like.
Or blue pill,
so then you have these guys too. They don't really have a personality over there. I'm not trying to be like, I'm not trying to be discriminatory, but like that's just what a lot of girls tell me, because it's more, if you think about it, right? It's a more structured society over there. It's a more structured country. So when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about like everyone gets in line really well. Everyone knows how to line up. I'm not saying Americans don't know how to do that, but like in terms of Taiwan, it's like a whole nother level. It's like they work for their fucking bosses as if they're like their dogs. They're like, oh, you know what? Overtime? Yeah, I'm gonna work for free. Overtime, I don't care.
Oh my,
and then
the working culture is insane. Yeah,
bro, I worked there for 2 years, man. These people would show up early at like 8 a.m. and then I would come in at like 10 a.m. Okay, I'd be leaving at like 6 p.m. These motherfuckers would still be there, and I'm like, holy shit. Then I don't know. one time I stayed like really late till like about 8 p.m. and people were
Mhm.
still there at 8 p.m. and I was just like
Dude, 8 p.m. is like
asking them,
early, dude. That's like average, I think.
nah, 8 p.m.'s kind of late. Late is like
Dude,
9
these
p.m.
girls are, bro. These girls are like, oh, I can get off early today. I can get off at like 7. I'm like, what the fuck?
Dude, when I first heard that, dude, in 2019 when I first started dating there extensively, I was just like, yo, is this girl lying to me? But yo, like legit, 7 p.m. It's like their average time they get off. But that's what I mean. Like, it's a more structured society where they obey their masters pretty much. They obey the government, they obey their bosses and the company. And so, when you have that promotion of idea, then of course, like the guys over there, the girls over there, everyone over there, they're going to be just listening and just 听话, just being like more docile. And I think when you have more of a docile personality, you're, I guess, a little bit lackluster in terms of like adventurous and boldness, because we as like Asian Americans, or just like maybe white people who go over there, maybe black people, whatever, right? Just people who go over there to travel as Americans, I feel like we're just more bold as people compared to like the Taiwanese people over there. So then it's not that we're higher status per se. I think it's just more so we have more of an interesting personality that makes these girls go like, oh, you know what? I want to give this Asian American, I want to give this white guy, I want to give this black guy a chance. So
Actually, that's a really good point. And also, I think one thing I will say is I do respect the hustle culture in a sense that like it's much better what they have here. Like I know, like you were just saying, like, oh, these guys are working way too much. It's much better what they have here than what goes on in the U.S., where like people are like lazy as fuck, or like unambitious and lazy. Like, you know, they just don't have things going on. I think the fact that people are working towards something, I personally admire, just because if it's not like work, I still like love hustling on the side, or like just doing, like, honestly, I treat my hobbies as like a hustle. Like even playing ping pong and stuff, I'm always trying to improve. So I do like that mindset. In the sense of what you said of like the whole like docile versus like it's almost like a certain, like, what is it, like disagreeableness, I guess. Even for me, where I would consider myself in the US as someone that's more low on the disagreeable rakeness, and that's actually something I'm trying to improve out on this trip. I feel like even though I rank low on the US in terms of like that scale, compared to the locals here and the culture here, it's actually, I'm still like quite outgoing. Even though in my own mind, I like know where I stand in the US, where I'm like, especially living in Seattle, where everyone's like hella neurotic, and like it seems like everyone kind of just like keeps to themselves. I definitely feel like I like filter myself around a lot of people. And there's one story where like I put on my IG, but essentially normally I don't like filming when I'm at the gym, but because I'm in like a pretty good shape right now. I'm trying to get content, so I like set up a tripod, and then I kind of wanted to push myself, and I had a feeling that you're not allowed to take your shirt off, but I just like said fuck it and didn't anyways. And then the staff did tell me to like put my shirt back on, and like they like yelled at me and said like, oh, you also can't have a backpack. But for me, I actually like was really happy. I kind of just like pushed myself, because I was like a bit shaken, because I'm not used to like going against like the grain like that, right? And I guess the reason why do I bring this example up? I feel like that quality of just like kind of being more willing to like just do what you want and like express yourself, similar to like what you need for content creation, is so rare here that like that trait in itself can like elevate a guy on a date.
By the way, more than like, when you say here, you're in Taiwan, right? Because I feel like
in Taiwan right now.
I don't think you gave an intro like that. You're in Taiwan right now. I think we need to open with that.
I'm in Taipei right now.
Probably like a little bit confused. They're probably like, "Oh, here? Does he mean Seattle or what?" But yeah, he's in Taiwan right now. Yeah, he's been.
Well, dating. Yeah. When I say here, I'm saying. Okay, I'm just gonna start using the location names, because I think I'm interchanging them.
Yeah. I'll comment on that, by the way. So
sure.
Yeah, like I think the only positivity that I see with like Taiwanese, them being more structured, is that they do work a lot faster. They're more efficient. But the biggest thing I would say is they lack the whole American ideal of like, I would say, individuality, because we have this like freedom of speech promotion. I'm not saying they don't have freedom of speech, but their freedom of speech compared to ours is we promote individualism so much that we become our own person and we aren't scared to be ourselves. And that's why girls over there, they see our authentic self and then they're like, yo, like this guy is actually legit. Compared to over there, like a lot of these guys, of course, yeah, if they make some good amount of money, they're probably all the same in terms of personality because they're a little bit scared to speak up, and they have these structures in place that makes them not want to go against their government, not want to go against their company and all of that. By the way, your thing's on mute. I don't know if you know that.
I didn't realize we have a chat here. Let's.
Yeah, I have one chat.
Good evening.
There's just one guy, Person Smith. I'm the one live viewer.
Brian and Charles.
I got one live viewer, so like actually two right now. So if anyone wants to open up another window, I'm popping mine. Controversial podcast. Shout out to the subs. Yeah, dude.
But yes, I think like
I'm doing live in like 2 years. Honestly, it's been a while.
Yeah, live is a different beast. I think. If anyone wants to comment, like what they think of, if they've been to Taiwan or any questions so far.
Oh shit! Someone came in. LMAO, I got you. I'll open up the other. Okay.
Who was it?
No, I meant like people from Chain Nation. Like if they want to convert over here, I just like unsubscribe. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I can't do you like that, man. I got a lot of respect for Josh.
It's all good. You can take my subs. I don't mind.
He's like,
you helped me out enough this trip, dude. Literally, I think like I would say Panda, like his insights for how to date in Taiwan have like single-handedly got like changed the game for like every single date. Because I'll like ask questions. Like one girl literally said, and I'm pretty sure you matched with her too, right? Like the front runner for me is like a girl you matched with like 9 months ago who like didn't really talk. Like you guys didn't really talk, right?
Yeah, we'll call her C. Okay, so this C girl, I matched with her. And I matched with this girl like almost a year ago, man. Oh shit! I'll donate $20 for front double bicep. Hey, how about we do a comparison? Mine is a lot smaller, so we'll see.
Maybe in like 5 minutes. I want to talk about the C girl story first.
Wait, leave that up. Leave that up. All right, we gotta remember. We gotta give this guy his double bicep just for fun. I don't care about the $20. I mean, it goes to Josh anyways. So
it's like $12 after the YouTube tax.
Oh shit! Crazy demonetization.
But like
okay. This C girl. Okay, yeah, so I got matched with her about like a year ago, and then I was sending voice messages, and then dude, Josh was all like, hey, I'm very excited for this girl. And then he showed me a picture of her. I was like, yo, why does this girl look so familiar? I look it up and I'm like, yo, Josh, you mean this girl? I was like, that's crazy. But this girl ended up leaving me on red. And dude, she's been sending Josh a lot of voice messages. So Josh got the W Riz right there. But you know, how about you give some of the prediction that I gave? The fortune telling shit I gave. When I was like, okay, the way she talks, it sounds like voice message. The voice messages that she sent, it sounds very business oriented.
Which girl is this? C or the other one?
C. Yeah, C.
Oh yeah. She sounded very like professional. Yeah, for sure.
But I was like, you know, there's still a chance because the fact that she left me on red and like was replying you, I think, dude, she's probably into you. So then, yeah, I don't know if you want to say the rest.
Yeah, I mean that day was kind of interesting because we like it was like dinner, then drinks, and then like the park. But at first, like I'm always late to these dates, bro. I got to start like leaving earlier. But I like showed up late, and then I felt kind of like awkward because I'm like already late. And then I felt like during the dinner, it felt kind of awkward actually. Like I just felt like we were like talking about work mainly, and then you know I don't really fucking know the terms in Chinese for a lot of this work stuff because I don't use it that often. So I'm just like,
you don't know the technical terms.
Yeah, pretty much if it goes any niche, like the
我
conversation,
的
I'm
工
just here,
作
like,
行程是礼拜六要去跟我的老板开个会，我们要去会议室，然后我们今天谈了一些技术的东西，我们要怎么开发，我们要进行在美国可以上 IPO。
yeah, basically like we're
Sorry for everyone who doesn't speak Chinese. Holy shit.
Yeah, so I actually couldn't tell after dinner. And I will say this was the most expensive date out of all of them because she like chose the places. But we went to like a whiskey bar after, and then I think during the whiskey bar she like really opened up when we started talking about lifting really. Because then I kind of realized she kind of like started getting really into the gym a year ago, and then she's like cut. If a girl's been through a cut, I can easily relate, dude, because I've gone through like a bunch of like cutting, like losing weight phases. And then I think I showed her some of my lifting videos, which I fucking never do on dates because she like asked to see or whatever. And then, yeah, I think there was like a shifting point where like, I'm not sure if it's because of the alcohol and like it was like loosened up or whatever. But yeah, the conversation definitely turned more like a date versus just like a coffee chat. And I think for me, I'm like, I always ask these girls about like how they usually date. And like, she said like, because I was asking her like how old she goes, because that's something I always ask is like, oh, what's your like upper echelon for the age range? Because normally girls will say they date older, right? So then she's like, oh, you know, like I think like 30 is okay. I was like, oh, what about 40? She's like, oh yeah, 40 is okay. And I was like, what the fuck? And then she basically said the oldest date she's gone on was like plus 20 years. So the guy was 48. And I was like, oh, I wonder how. And I'll hear this out. So I was like, oh, how did that date go? And then she's like, oh yeah, you know, like. He just talked about work and it was like pretty interesting to hear. And then I was like, oh, so it just sounded like a lecture. She's like, oh yeah, it's just like, it was basically just like attending a lecture. And then I was like, you realize like this guy is talking for like a different 目的. And then, cause for her, it's entertaining from like a career standpoint. But then for this guy, he's obviously trying to like, probably get with her. Right.
You know, it's so funny that you're using like Chinglish a lot more. Dude, I feel like you're getting like fob wash. You're like different 目的.
All right, 目的 means purpose. So basically, what I was trying to point out by like talking about the example was like, I don't think she was like attracted to the guy, but she was like interested in like what he had to say in terms of from like a career, like she was like treating like a coffee chat, and then he's just like probably on a date, trying to like treat it like a date. So I think like just quick, like talking. Yeah.
I'll answer you back in a sec, but like I got a comment on my live stream. Not sure if you ever mentioned this, Panda, but why did you leave Taiwan if you enjoyed it so much? So WMW, I'm going to reply you after I reply Josh. Okay. I just want to make sure, you know, everyone's like getting their questions answered. So
yeah, I'm such a good host. Oh wait, let me finish the story real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think once I like the point of me bringing that story up is I feel like once I'm able to like talk about dating or like non-work related topics, which I think a lot of guys don't do actually, because girls will say like, oh, I usually never talk about my past dates or whatever. It really like opens it up and like they're not used to talking about it, right? So then I feel like that plus just like hanging out more. We like ended up like making out at the at the bar, and then I'm not sure if that's normal in Taiwan to like make out at the bar or whatever, because I feel super like awkward. Because there's like fucking workers around. She's just like,
I told you, dude. Like, I did it right in front of the bartender, like on the actual bar, and then it was like pretty much broad daylight in there. It wasn't like actually broad daylight, but like all the lights were on. It wasn't like a dim lit bar, and then we were just like making out in front of the bartender. Dude, they're super chill about it. Like, I don't know what it is, but like bartenders over there, they got this swag, and then they're super chill. They're different from the people that you see on public transport, like those awkward just day-to-day like Taiwanese netizens,
civilians, right?
Civilians. But yeah, like bartenders are totally different. With this girl though, I feel like it's very common, because a lot of girls over there, as I said, right, this goes hand in hand, because they like to work a lot over there. Their mind is completely rewired to a point where it's like, I'm just thinking about work, and I'm just thinking about how to be professional. I think that's why you had trouble opening up with her. I'm not saying it's not a commonality over here in America, but I feel like over there it's definitely way harder to get a girl to open up. So I don't want to make it sound like dating over there is so easy and then everyone should just like go over there and move over there. Like the only reason why I'm down to do this podcast is not to like promote like, hey, like all the boys be passive bros and move over. No, like you actually have to have some sort of status and you have to have some sort of competence to go over there and like actually game, because you can't just rely on like, okay, like all the girls are into like Asian Americans, so I'm just gonna go over there and just speak English and not give a fuck. Like you actually have to know what you're doing, and you have to know how to open up with people. I think like what Josh Chain Nation is really good at is he's got this very soothing voice, no homo, but like it just sounds so simpy and nice that I feel like the girl. I think this is your natural trait. The girl would just be like, oh, he seems like such a sweetheart. I could talk to him about anything. And you don't have to say anything. I think they just look at your face and they're just like, oh, he's so ka'ai. Let me squeeze his cheeks. Because you gotta have cheeks, bro.
Yeah. I have simp game, bro.
Yeah, but then they see it like a fucker like me, and they're like, "Oh, I can't say anything. This guy's gonna exploit my weaknesses. No way."
It's that self-given fade, bro. You shave your own head.
Yeah, I know. Like, dude, I haven't even cut my own hair for like 2 weeks. Like, shit's getting fucked up.
Oh damn, it looks pretty good for 2 weeks. Because I get a haircut every 2 weeks.
Yeah, let me answer this guy first. Okay, so not sure if you ever mentioned this, Panda, but why did you leave Taiwan if you enjoyed it so much? So when I was over there, I was working there. As I'm saying, like everything goes hand in hand. I'm not saying anything like contradictory, right? So I'm going to say this. I love the girls over there in Taiwan, but the problem with living there, just like working like your day-to-day job, right? Your full-time job, you would soon find out like you're kind of slaving away.
Do you think it's possible to do like long distance with, like, let's say I'm on the wife quest, I find someone I really like. What's your take on, because you tried long distance with a Taiwanese girl and it failed, so like do you think those are all just doomed to fail, or like what's your take on that?
Well, I think it failed not because of long distance. We were very healthy with long distance. It's just the fact that it failed due to lack of relatable ideals. And I think what I mean by that is, in terms of marriage, dude, she was like 2 years older than me, right? I mentioned this before. I'm already 30, and then she's like now probably like turning like 30. I'm going to be turning 31 this year. She's going to be turning 33 this year. And so I think if we were to go still at the pace that she wanted to go at, we would still be in a relationship, long distance, without kids, without marriage. And that's not going to cut it for me. Like, I was trying to speed up the process, and I had a lot of pressure because I was like, fuck, she's like 2 years older, and I'm very worried about the geriatric pregnancy. So I was like, hey, like, we got to get you over here, see how you like working here, see how you like the lifestyle over here, and see if it's feasible. And she was just like saying that it's a lot of stress and pressure. But then with the current girl that I'm dating right now, it's just like these things, she thinks that it's ingay, it's supposed to happen. These are things that are just common things that people should do. And so me getting or talking about certain things like this, it's very easy. Like, I don't have to beat around the bush with her. With my ex, it would be like, hey, so what do you think? And it's not like I could just straight up be like, okay, so like when do you want to move in? Okay, are we gonna do this? And just have like a whole schedule laid out. Like, I kind of had to be like, hey, can we talk about this? What do you think? And it was just like an extra barrier, dude. Just kind of annoying. WNW, by the way, thank you again. Definitely interested in a community to help each other out. So I think anyone who's interested in that community, I guess you could Instagram DM Chain Nation, so we get like your social security number. No, I'm just kidding. Your social. And then so we could send out like an invite, like if we ever do like rate something like that. But we'll talk a little bit more. And my ex isn't all bad, you know. She's good. She's we have a good relationship still, and you know, no hate. Everything ended well. And so I feel like with Taiwanese girls, like they're still going to be affectionate, and so I feel like long distance still would work out. If anything, it probably wouldn't work out because she would want to see you a lot, and she probably just argue with you because she can't see you. I don't know, but like you have to see like how much resilience that girl has. I had another Taiwanese girl. It was kind of long distance too, and she would kind of be like pouty about that. She's like, "Oh, I can't see you." I'm like pissed off. I'm like, "What the fuck? Like, why are you taking this out on me?" So like, you have to see what's up. But I would say for the most part, long distance in Taiwan is solid, dude. Dude, are you already thinking about long distance?
Well,
dude,
no, I mean, you gotta see how
man. Like this guy was thinking about a whole future with the first girl. He was like, "Oh yeah,
I'm a simp
about traveling with this girl and just going to Southeast Asia, all that stuff." And I was like, "Damn, this guy's thinking."
I'm a romantic type, bro. I'm a romantic. What can I say?
I do that too, man.
To be honest, with the second girl, the C girl, that the front runner, she offered to take me to like Tainan or like one of those cities outside of Taipei for like a weekend trip. So I feel like that would be like a very, you know, like you can kind of like tell how much you like someone if you do like a trip with them, right?
Dude, if she's offering to take you, which a lot of Taiwanese girls do, by the way, they will be like, "Hey, let me take you here," because, like I said before, they want to do this whole God complex thing where it's like, I want to be taking this guy around and like teaching him everything. And it's not like because they want to wear the pants. It's more like they see it as very cute, but at the same time, they still maintain this feminine quality where it's like, I want to be cute and affectionate, but at the same time, I want to show you these things. And like people always relate like, oh, the man, he wants to show and teach everything. That's a masculine quality. It's actually not. When you love someone, you just want to be affectionate and show them like the whole world, like show them things that you know. I feel like it's not masculine or feminine. It's just this girl is just affectionate, right? And affectionate could be masculine or feminine. So
yeah. I mean, I will say I did ask because like she said the only ABC she's dated, like it was like a weird situation where they like it was during COVID, so like 4 years ago, but they planned to go on a trip together like on the app. So they met up once for like dinner to just vet, and then they went on a trip, and then that was it because like that guy had some girl back home. So then I was just like, "Oh, would you take me on a trip?" And she's like, "Yeah, of course." Like she's like so nice. She's like, "Yeah, of course." Like, where do you want to go? I was like, "Oh,
hey, bro. I know you're a man. Like you're a very valuable guy. You're a very, how do you say it? You're a super masculine man, okay? But I want to see this. If she said, "I'll take you," let her take you and see all the things that she will just pay for you and take care of. Like you'll see, bro. Like I shit you not, she will take care of a lot, and she will still love you as much.
I don't know if she's gonna pay because, dude, I pay for the first date. But I also think like the places we went were like
she'll pay for you. She'll pay for you. Everything I said, it comes to life, right? Like she'll pay for you. Trust me. Not for everything in Tainan, but then she'll pay for you, bro. Like
and then, you think she'll pay for like things here and there, basically?
Yeah. And then she'll pretty much she probably might even take care of the Airbnb, bro. You know what I mean?
No way. I don't think she will. Like, why do you say that?
Dude, man, like everything I say, it comes to life, bro.
Yeah, you are like a.
We'll see how it goes. We'll follow up.
You are a fortune teller over there.
I guess last comment on my end. Okay. When is a good time to? When is the best time to go to Taiwan? I'm definitely gonna go probably sometime this year. The best time to go to Taiwan is honestly
like right now.
I would say anytime, except for no, I would say anytime. I think winter though, it rains a lot though, so like the dates would be, it's gonna be all like foggy and all that. It's not really gonna be that convenient. But right now is pretty cool because spring over there, it's pretty hot over there, and it lasts all the way up until like I would say, June or or July. It gets really hot during August, I would say.
August, okay.
Yeah. Do you have any chats on your end?
Nope, not really. I think like let's see. Yeah, I feel like this was a good stream. I think like in general, I want to bring you back on consistently, just because it's easy to riff with you. Like that hasn't the case with most live stream guests. Like we talked about this offline. I feel like there's like a balance of people talking too much or like kind of like talking about shit that like the audience doesn't care about. But I feel like overall the viewership is always pretty stagnant. So yeah, I feel like next time if you guys want to comment down below what you want to see, we can cater it more. But I'll probably be in Taiwan for like until like June. So hopefully there's more stories to come.
We trying to run it again next week? We're trying to have another follow up, or what's up?
Yeah, we can probably run it next. I think maybe run it next week or the week after.
We gotta have a crazy story. Like, dude, I want to follow up with that. See, like maybe the next live stream would be like the title would be went to Tainan with a girl. She paid for everything.